Something is seriously wrong with Kyle Larson right now. And if you've been paying attention to the NASCAR garage lately, you can feel it. Because this season, it was supposed to look very different. This was supposed to be the year where Larson comes out and dominates. Wins races, controls the field, reminds everyone why he's one of the most feared drivers in NASCAR. But that's not what's happening. Instead, something feels off. The wins, they haven't come. The momentum, it never really started. And now the pressure is building faster than anyone expected. But here's where things start to get really interesting. Because the next race takes the entire NASCAR world to one place, Bristol. And not just any track, the legendary Bristol Motor Speedway, a place where chaos is normal, where tempers explode, and where careers can flip in a single night. And if there's one track where Kyle Larson is supposed to shine, it's this one. But the big question right now is simple. Can he finally turn things around, or is something deeper going on this season? Before we dive deeper into this story, if you enjoy NASCAR news and stories like this, make sure you subscribe to NASCAR Nation News and turn on notifications so you never miss the biggest moments in racing. And we're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, so your support really helps the channel grow. Now let's get back to the story. Because what's happening with Larson right now is starting to raise serious questions. Coming into this season, expectations weren't just high, they were massive. We're talking about a driver who, at his best, can completely take over races. A driver who can run lines that others won't even attempt. A driver who doesn't just compete, he dominates. But this year, that version of Larson hasn't shown up. Race after race, the results have been okay. Not terrible, not disastrous, but not dominant. And for someone like Kyle Larson, that difference matters more than anything. Because in NASCAR, especially at the Cup level, momentum is everything. One win can change your entire season overnight. It can shift confidence. It can change strategy. It can flip the narrative instantly. But when the wins don't come, something else starts to happen. The pressure builds, slowly at first, then all at once, and right now. That's exactly where Larson is. Inside the garage, people are starting to notice it. Fans are talking about it more and more. Analysts are beginning to ask the same question. What's going on with Kyle Larson? Because the speed is there. The talent is still there. But the results? They're just not matching the expectations. And that's what makes this situation so dangerous. Because when a driver like Larson isn't winning, people start looking for answers. Is it the car? Is it the strategy? Is it the competition? Or is it something else entirely? And that brings us back to Bristol. Because if there's one place that could change everything, it's this track. Bristol isn't just another race on the schedule, it's different. The track is short, the corners are tight, the action is constant. Drivers aren't just racing the track, they're racing each other every single second. Traffic becomes a nightmare. Mistakes happen fast. And one small moment can turn into a disaster before you even realize it. But here's the twist. Bristol has also been one of Kyle Larson's best tracks. This is where he's shown something special in the past. This is where he's made moves that left fans shocked. And most importantly, this is where he's proven he can take control. When Larson finds his rhythm at Bristol, he can run the high line in a way that almost nobody else can. It's aggressive, it's risky, and when it works, it's nearly unstoppable. That's why so many people are watching this race so closely. Because if Larson is going to break his winless streak, this might be the perfect place to do it. But here's where things get complicated. Because the NASCAR Cup Series right now is more competitive than ever. Every week, new drivers are stepping up. Young talent is getting faster. Veterans are refusing to slow down. And that means one thing. Reputation doesn't guarantee anything anymore. It doesn't matter how good you've been in the past. It doesn't matter how dominant you once were. If you want to win, you have to prove it again. Every single week. And for Kyle Larson, that pressure is very real right now. Not because he's failing, but because expectations are so high. When you're known as one of the best drivers in the world, people don't expect solid finishes. They don't expect good runs. They expect wins. And when those wins don't come, the conversation changes fast. Suddenly, it's not about potential anymore. It's about results. And that's why this race at Bristol feels different. This doesn't feel like just another stop in the season. It feels like a moment, a turning point, a line in the sand. Because one race can change everything. If Larson goes out there and dominates, if he finally gets that win, the entire narrative flips overnight. Suddenly, the slow start doesn't matter. Suddenly, the confidence is back. Suddenly, everyone remembers exactly who he is. But if things go wrong again, if Bristol doesn't go his way, then the pressure doesn't just stay the same. It gets bigger. Because the season doesn't slow down, the races keep coming, the opportunities start disappearing, and every missed chance makes the next one even harder. Larson knows that. He's been in the sport long enough to understand how quickly things can change, how one bad stretch can turn into a serious problem, and how one great night can fix everything. But here's the reality. Bristol doesn't care about storylines. It doesn't care about expectations. It doesn't care about who's supposed to win. It only rewards execution, precision, and sometimes pure survival. Because this track has a way of creating chaos. Cars get trapped in traffic, tempers start rising, contact becomes unavoidable. And before you know it, the entire race can flip in seconds. That's why fans are watching so closely. Because this isn't just about one race. This is about what comes next. If Larson breaks through, it could ignite his entire season. But if he doesn't, then the questions will only get louder. Is this just a slow start? Or is something actually off this year? Right now, nobody has a clear answer. But what we do know is this. Bristol rarely disappoints. The energy is different. The intensity is higher. And the margin for error? Almost zero. Which means anything can happen once the green flag drops. Kyle Larson could remind everyone why he's one of the best drivers in NASCAR. Or, the chaos of Bristol could create another unexpected result. And that's exactly why this race matters so much. For Larson, for the fans, and for the entire NASCAR season. Because sometimes, one race doesn't just decide a winner. It changes everything. And right now, all eyes are on Bristol.